God, I love the NBA. I, like pretty much everyone else, am absolutely flabbergasted by this. I did not see this coming. Kyrie Irving re-signed. I figured, okay, Brooklyn's gonna run it back for a year. They're gonna see that Ben Simmons is a trash teammate. Kyrie Irving is gonna throw another tantrum, and then they're gonna break up. But for Kevin Durant to, like 2 days after Kyrie Irving re-signs, request a trade, I'm shocked. I am absolutely shocked. And now we get to play the incredible game of where the frack is Kevin Durant gonna play next season. And I want to throw this out there right now. A lot of people haven't mentioned this, but it's very possible KD doesn't get traded this season. I know he has demanded to trade, but the man is under contract for 4 years, and the Nets may work out something with him where they're like, look, man, you did this on us out of nowhere, and nobody really has assets that are worth your value, so we're going to need you to play this season, or sit and not make your money, and we're going to give everybody else one full season to build up their assets, and then next offseason, if you still want to leave, then we'll trade you. I think that's very possible, but let's not be pessimists here, and let's say they actually get a deal done this offseason. Where in the world is Kevin Durant going to end up? And as a Sixers fan, I'm torn on this, because on one hand, we could potentially trade literally everyone except Joel Embiid and James Harden for Kevin Durant. We could have a superstar trio of Embiid, Harden, and KD. It would be absolutely insane. It would be beautiful to watch. I am so excited about the idea. On the other hand, we would have to trade Tyrese Maxey, and not only would we trade Tyrese Maxey, we would trade every single other young player we have. We're talking Matisse Thybulle, Shake Milton, Tobias Harris would obviously be gone because he needs to make the contracts match. Any possible picks we have to trade would be gone. And man, if Tyrese Maxey leaves this team, I will cry, but I will trade him for Kevin Durant. I know he's old, he's a little bit injury prone, but 4 years of Kevin Durant, even if he is already 33, I'd trade Tyrese Maxey for that. I would. It would hurt me deeply. I would be heartbroken. Would I trade him? It's hard to think about, but being realistic, I would trade Tyrese Maxey and everybody else for Kevin Durant. However, being honest, I don't think he's coming to Philly because I don't believe Philly has the assets Brooklyn wants. Because Kyrie Irving wants out as well. So they traded everything they had to get these two players on the team, to get them both there. They had to clear out the full house. They still haven't fully recovered from when they sold everything they had a decade ago to the Celtics. So the Nets really, really, really need picks here, which makes me think, what if they got Kevin Durant traded to the Thunder? Could you imagine? They trade a buttload of picks and Chet Holmgren to the Thunder, and Kevin Durant returns to play with Shea. Now, he would have to sign off on it, obviously, but it would be insane. It really would be insane. Maybe they screw their rebuild, and they trade for KD, and they do something to free up cap space. Maybe Bradley Beal comes, or they trade for somebody else somewhere. I don't know who. I don't know how it would work. But I think Kevin Durant going to the Thunder would be just incredible. More realistically, however, a lot of people are saying the Heat. Maybe the Heat, but to be completely honest with you, I don't think they have the assets. They're not going to trade Bam. Jimmy Butler is old. And I don't think everything else they have left is really worth KD. Maybe it is, but if the Heat get him, I think they're going to let Pat Riley. That would be a situation where Pat Riley gets to spend the offseason building up assets to make an even better deal. The Suns are another team who was thrown around. You build it around, I guess, Mikal Bridges. I can't imagine you're going to trade Devin Booker. Maybe you do. Maybe you just say straight up, give me Devin Booker for Kevin Durant, and you throw in every single pick that the Thunder have. I don't know what their pick situation looks like, but you throw them in there. You throw in that point guard who comes off the bench, who's a young guy who's pretty good. A couple other players. Maybe you throw DeAndre Ayton in there. Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton for Kevin Durant. I don't know how it would work, but it could be crazy. He could play in Phoenix with Chris Paul. That would be a very interesting duo to see. My personal bet, however, is on one of two teams. The two teams who can get Kevin Durant are the Knicks and the Lakers. Just kidding. Neither of those teams have any chance at him. The two teams with a real shot at Kevin Durant, the best shot at him, in my opinion, are the Portland Trail Blazers and the Denver Nuggets. Portland has been saving up assets. people have been mocking them for how little they've been getting for certain guys, for the people they've been trading away, but it could all turn on its head if they somehow get KD. They could. Damian Lillard and Kevin Durant would be an absolutely insane offensive pairing. It would be a poor man's Steph and KD. And you know what? That's the greatest offensive duo of all time. So I think a poor man's version of that, that's still very possibly a championship. Defense would be an issue on that team, but it would be crazy to see. It'd be so nice to see Damian Lillard finally have a superstar teammate. I would be very interested in that kind of trade. And the other possible trade to the Denver Nuggets, we're looking at something along the lines of Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Bones Highland, and 3 to 4 first-round picks. The Nuggets have plenty of picks, all for Kevin Durant. You are completely gutting your team for Kevin Durant. And in return, you get, if Kevin Durant was to play power forward, I guess he wouldn't because Aaron Gordon is there, but potentially in games Aaron Gordon sits, you have the greatest front court in NBA history with KD and Nikola Jokic. That is the best, once again, the best offensive duo ever, only behind Steph and KD. And it would be insane. 4 years of Kevin Durant with Nikola Jokic, that could absolutely lead to a championship. Finally, Denver could win a championship. And they might be able to get it done. I think it's very possible they could keep one of those assets. They could probably keep Bones. Maybe they somehow keep Michael Porter Jr. There's no way they keep Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's definitely gone. But the other two, if they could somehow keep MPJ, it would be insane. Put in like 4 first-round picks and Bones and somebody else young on that team. I don't know how it would work. But even if you have to give up all 3 of those dudes, you know, Bones, I like him, but realistically, you give up him, you give up Michael Porter Jr., you give up Jamal Murray, you give up all your picks, and you make an incredible duo of KD and Jokic. I think those are the 2 most likely teams. Send them out west, and wow, I am so excited to see how this unfolds. Now, once again, remember, this could take time. This may not happen even this season. Technically, it may not even happen next season. He's under contract for 4 years. We may have to wait a long time to see KD leave Brooklyn. But when he does, it is going to completely shake up the league. And even now, it's going to have ramifications. Plenty of teams across the league are going to make some crazy moves this offseason just for the chance to get either Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, because he's leaving too. And some people are desperate enough to still give that moron another chance. So I am incredibly excited to see what happens. I am shocked that this has happened. And man, oh man, if the NBA is not the most entertaining sports league, I would love to see which one is, because I really don't know how you get crazier than this.